morning, students.
Morning, madam.
Right. We're going to begin this morning with a very important revision, right? Revision guideline for both Year 11 biology class and Year 12 home economics class. It's a parallel class since there's no lab available at the moment. Right. So we'll start off with Year 11 bio. Right, my biology students. Right, welcome this morning, Batileta, Manoa, and Adiviana, and my home economics students. We have Sokobata, Elesi, and Vaseva. Right. Okay, shall we start? Right, our learning objectives. We only have one learning objective for each of the areas. First learning objective, shall we all read? What is it? Right. There's two areas that you're going to cover during your exam on Wednesday. Right? On Wednesday, you're going to cover both the ecology from chapter 7, right? And microscope, again from chapter 1. Right? It's introduction to biology. Right? Why I have covered this? Because they have been related with right, mostly involves what? Calculation, right? So when you look at population distribution pattern, right, it talks about the formulas as well. There's a formula given for the types of distribution. And when it comes to microscope, you have a formula as well. What is the formula? Anyone can answer that?
RPs multiplied by total magnification is equal to objective multiplied by IPs.
Thank you, Letter. Right? So magnification is equal to IPs multiplied by objective. And mind you, this will be given both in your term to end. So the very important thing that you should take note is the formulas. Once you understood, right, and understand these two here, you can easily go ahead with what? Calculating the formulas. Right. The eyepiece will be given, the objective lens will be given. Right. Mind you, we won't be at all giving out the word eyepiece and objective lens at all times. Okay, remember this. Eyepiece is always have a what? A low value. It's either, right, most of the eyepiece, they lie at the value of what? 10x. Compared to objective lens, you'll have 40x and above. Right? So in other words, if I look at a bigger number, that will represent a what? Objective lens. Right? And your eyepiece will have a small value. I think I have the diagram at the back there. Atilata, can you bring that chart? Right. This is a display of a microscope. Right? If you happen to take note of your notes. Right. Have a look at the eyepiece, where the eyepiece is located. Right? Look at, what am I holding here? What is this equipment called?
Microscope.
Right. Very good. Right. What I'm going to do next, I'll give you 10 minutes for you to write down the functions for each part of the microscope. Right? The one who will score the most will have one packet of noodle. Right? We'll identify the parts for eyepiece lens, objective lens, stage, and tube. Right. Starts now. Right. And secondly, we'll move on to Year 12 homec. Right, mind you, this is a parallel class. It will take time for you to do the activities. Right, Year 12. Year 12, we have certain topics. Very easy exam. It's a 50% only. So do not think too hard about the exam. Right? What I want you to do, you look at these three areas: family, resources, housing, and number 4. Number 4, we have an essay. Right? For Year 12, we won't be giving up much of your hints towards your exam. Right? this will be like tricking you when you go forward, external. Right? No one will give you the hints before you enter the exam room. Right? If I look at family, this is the only topic that comes under. You have to find out how to treat the measles. What type of vaccination or vaccine do they use? Right? You have to identify the types of treatment that they have to prevent measles to occur mostly to which age group? Babies, right? Very good. Very young infants, eh? Right? From a toddler to a child, eh? Right? Growing up, eh? To the age of 3 to 4 years of, right? And then you have resources. Resources is quite easy. Right? What are the terms that you usually associate with the term resource? Year 12 homec?
Man-made resources.
Right? Man-made resource. What else? Man-made? I give an example of man-made resource, Vasya.
Method. House.
House, right? Anything else?
Cars.
Cars, right. In other words, if we are trying to simplify the terms, right, we are just looking at the needs and wants, right? But when they interpret it in advanced form, they are looking at man-made and what's the opposite? Natural resources, right? So hopefully you'll, it's easy for you to identify these are social science terms from junior levels, eh? Or even home economics. Right? Question they repeat most of the time as you go along in upper level. Right? But when it comes to revising, right, the same answer falls under the different terms. They try to rephrase so that they can test your understanding towards the concept given. Right? Housing. What are the types of housing you covered in year 12? Give an example of housing that you learned of or you must have seen when you go to urban areas like Suva, Lantoka, Ba. Housing. Types of housing. One good example is village housing. What's the others? Squatter, right? Squatter settlement. Any other? Sokobata, you are quiet. Quickly, Manoa. Everything is given here. What are you waiting for? It's not come when you want to have a picnic day every day. Write today's date. That's your revision topics, eh? Year 11 bio. Year 12, what are the types of housing? Should be easy. You always go to time every now and then, but you don't observe what is surrounding you. What are the types of housing? What can you see along the roads when you go past buildings? Finish year 11? Oh, Latilata is finished. What about the other two? Why? Mano? Hurry up, you have two. Right. The first one is for Manoa. Second one is Latilata, objective lens. Third one is stage. Right, and Diana and Mano, you will have two. Eyepiece lens and tube. You ready with the answers? Year 12, homec. What are the types of housing? Squatter settlement already. I've been hearing squatter at all times. Hut, very good. Hut housing. What else? In Rewanga, what are those housing called?
Gaji.
Apartments. your notes at all. I don't know what will happen during exam. Right. You should read your notes. See, it's easy to score 50 plus, but it's so hard for you to read your notes. Right now we should see written materials on the side of your notes, not clean handsheet that was given from our last 2 weeks. Right, Mano, are you ready? IPs, what is IPs, lads?
This is the removal skill that at the top of the microscope.
Are you able to remember that during exam? Right, memorize it, right, revise it well. And no, eyepiece lens, right, eyepiece. Alright, this is the diagram, eh? Eyepiece is right on top of the microscope, right? We don't have the real microscope here, but this is the layout. What is the actual microscope inside? Right. Eyepiece, most of the value that eyepiece always have is 10x. Not more than 10. Right, note that down. And you have tube, barrel. The one that connects the eyepiece towards the objective lens. And then the rest will follow. And then you have a stage. This is where you're going to place the what? The slide and the cover slip. Right? Very thin glassware. Right? Very thin, and then you have cover slip. Right? So far, it's unfortunate that you are not able to identify and see the real microscope, right, in reality, but this is how it actually looks like. If you happen to go for internet or Google search, try to type all this, right? The use of microscope, the types of microscope, it's all in your notes. Eh? That will help you out to have more information of how important the equipment is. Eh? Right? Mano, what is the value that always involves eyepiece lens? The common value. 10x. Right, good. Right, next one, objective lens, like letter. Right, interchangeable lens. So you can either, right, move that knob here. On this part here, you can move it around. You can twist it around. We have 40x, we have 100x. They come with different values. Right? High magnification and low magnification. Low magnification simply refers to what? Low value. Do not cover your face so that we see your face.
Stage is the platform on which the slide is placed for observation, and a clip holds on the slide in position to prevent it from shifting or moving.
Right. Okay. Stage is the what? Platform. Right? So it acts as a platform where you're going to place a lot of objects above. Right? On top. You have the stage here, you have the objective lens. Remember, you can twist the knob here. These are all the small knobs that represents the objective lens. Right? And then you have the two knobs right at the end. You have the coarse adjustment knob, and then you have the fine adjustment. Fine, the word fine refers to small. Small knob. Small knob, that is known as what? Fine adjustment knob. Right. The large one or the big knob is known as what? Coarse adjustment knob. Right? Okay, the last one, tube. Manoa. Right, to round up the class.
A hose lead that pins the lenses in the correct position.
Right. Okay, mind you. So from microscope, I do hope that you know all the calculations, right? So when I recap the topic again, you know how to calculate total magnification. At this stage, for year 11, you just have to know how to calculate what? Total magnification. When you move up to next year, then you learn more. How to calculate cell size and how to convert what? Millimeters to micrometers. Right? That will double again your work for next year. Right. So, any question? I'm giving up to the floor. Any questions, students? Would like to know about microscope? Anything? Total magnification. So you just multiply. If the formula it says multiply here. For example, if during exam you turn to n. If they give 15x, right, multiply with the 40x. Right? So what should you do here with the two values? Using the formulas here. Remember multiplication, 15 multiplied by 40. That will give you your answer for total magnification. Right? Your eyepiece always have the what? The small value. And the objective lens will have the big value. Right. Right, so 15 multiplied by 40, whatever value that you have with the capital what?
X.
Capital X. Right? Agora que ela não for unit, então you can answer half mark. Usually we give up 2 marks, eh? So make sure 1 mark for your formulas that you identify and another mark for your working. Na musu na half mark ang malay ni dapat. Ni apa na? Unit. Capital X. Right? So I do hope you go home and then you do another topic for what? For your homework. Right? If you guys sit well before you start off with your papers tomorrow. Right? All the best in your studies, eh? Right?
Thank you, Madam.